In 10B, we're going to continue learning about lines, and we're going to do a couple of formulas, and we're going to learn about circles. And number one, we want to find the distance between 2 points. So we're going to use the distance formula. All right, so if we have these 2 points, let's say this is x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, y sub 2. Here's the distance formula. We subtract the x values, let's say x2 minus x1 in one set of parentheses squared, and subtract the y values in the other to get the distance between 2 points. All right, so we're just going to substitute in the points that we have there. And let me line up these points so that the x's and the y's are lined up one on top of the other. And we'll start by subtracting the x's. So here in the first set we have 3 subtract minus 4. So that'll be a double negative over there. And in the second set we have minus 5 subtract minus 2, another double negative. So we have here 3 plus 4 squared, and in the second set of parentheses we have minus 5 plus 2 squared. So that's 7 squared plus minus 3 squared. All right, and that's equal to the square root of 49 plus 9, which is the square root of 58. And that's the distance between these 2 points. In number 2, we're finding the midpoint of a line segment from this point to this point. So here we have the midpoint formula. Let me write that down. That's one of the 2 new formulas that we learned in this section. And to find the midpoint between 2 points, we're going to average the x values and average the y values. Here, that's the y values. All right, so here we have, this is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. So these are the x values, these are the y values. I'm going to line up the points again. Doesn't really matter which one you put on top. I just want to have the x's lined up and the y's lined up. And we'll fill in, we'll sum the x's. That's minus 9 plus minus 2. And we'll sum the y's, 4 plus 1. So here we have minus 11 over 2, and here we have 5 over 2. And that's the point that's in between these 2 points, mid-distance in between those 2 points. Number 3, we want to find the slope of the line that is parallel to this line and then this line. Okay, so parallel, remember, parallel lines have same slope. So in A, this is in the form, A is in the form y equal mx plus b. M is the slope, and it appears right before the x. So we see that m is equal to 4 for this line and for a parallel line as well, because parallel lines have same slope. All right, let's look at the second line. This line is not in the form y equal mx plus b, so the first thing we're going to do is put it in that form so we can read off the slope of this line, and the slope of a parallel line will be the same. Okay, so first add 7x to both sides, or bring the minus 7x over to the right as a plus 7x. So we have 2y is equal to 7x plus 5. And now just divide by 2. And we have y is equal to, in front of x we get 7 over 2. and 5 over 2. We're really just interested in this 7 over 2. That's our slope. Now this is in the form y equal mx plus b, so this is our m. So m is 7 over 2 for this line, and for all parallel lines as well. In 4a, we want the slope of the line that is perpendicular to this line, the given line, and in 4b as well. So let's remember that perpendicular lines, that symbol means perpendicular. Perpendicular lines have slopes. That are negative reciprocals. All right, so let's start with A. We see that the slope of that line is 3 over 4. So let's just write down the negative reciprocal. And we have m is equal to minus 4 over 3. So that's the slope of a line that's perpendicular to this line. All right, let's look at B. Well, we can't read off the slope of this line because it's not in the form y equal mx plus b. So that's what we want to do first, put it in that form. And we'll start by subtracting x from both sides, or bringing x over to the right as minus x. So we have 4y is equal to minus x plus 2. And now continue solving for y. Divide by 4 all the way through on the right. And we have y is equal to, in front of x, we have minus 1 over 4. Plus 2 over 4, or 1/2. But this is really all we're interested in. Now we can write down the slope of a line that is perpendicular to this line. So let's write that down. We just want the negative reciprocal of minus 1 over 4, so that would be positive 4. In 5a, we want to find the equation of the line. Okay, usually if we want to find the equation of a line, unless it's horizontal or vertical, we start with y equal mx plus b. And we just want to fill in the m and the b. Find the equation of the line that's parallel to this line and contains this point. All right, so first let's fill in m. We have this information that the line is parallel to this line. This line has slope 5. And since parallel lines have same slope, our line also has slope 5, so we can fill in a 5 right here. Now all we have to do is fill in b, and we're going to figure out what b is by substituting in 1, 3. 1 for x and 3 for y in this equation. So here we'll put a 3 right here. We'll put a 1 here. And we have 3 is equal to 5 times 1. That's 5 plus b. And we'll solve for b. Just subtract 5 from both sides. So we get b is equal to minus 2. Now that's the missing piece of information that we needed to complete the equation of the line. So the equation of the line is y is equal to 5x minus 2. In 5b, we want to find the equation of the line that's parallel to this line and has x-intercept 3. So right away, just write down y equal mx plus b. Okay, so what is the slope of this line? Our line will have the same slope because they're parallel. Let's put this in the form y equal mx plus b so we can figure it out. All right, start by subtracting 15x from both sides. So we have 3y is equal to minus 15x plus 7. And just divide by 3. And we have y is equal to 3 into minus 15. We have minus 5 plus 7, minus 5x plus 7 over 3. Now our line is parallel, so it has the same slope. So we have m is equal to minus 5. All right, so there, we're going to put the minus 5 right there. And now the missing piece is b. That's what we have to fill in. Well, we have this information, x-intercept 3. X-intercept 3 is the point 3, 0. 3 for x, 0 for y. That's x, y. Substitute that in. So for x, we're putting 3. And for y, we're putting 0. And we'll be able to figure out b. So 0 is equal to minus 5 times 3. That's minus 15. Plus b, and just add 15 to both sides. And we get that b is equal to 15. Okay, now we can finish this. And we have y is equal to minus 5x plus 15. In number 6, we want to find the equation of a line that is perpendicular to this line and contains this point. So first let's figure out what the slope of this line is, and then we'll take the negative reciprocal. So we're going to put this line in the form y equal mx plus b, bring the minus x over to the right as a plus x, so we have 5y is equal to x plus 2, and now divide both sides by 5. And we have y is equal to 1 over 5x plus 2 over 5. So we'll figure out the slope. We're going to be filling in our formula y equal mx plus b, and now we want to fill in m. So right here we can get m by taking the negative reciprocal of this slope. So because our line is perpendicular, so let's write down m is equal to minus 5. That's the negative reciprocal, and we'll put it right here. So we have y is equal to minus 5x plus b. And we just have to figure out b. Substitute in 2, 3. All right, 2 for x, 3 for y. So we have 3 is equal to minus 10 plus b. And just add 10 to both sides. And we get that b is equal to 13. All right, and let's just finish off our line. Here's our line so far, our line equation. We just have to put in what b is. So we have y is equal to minus 5x plus 13. And that's our line equation. Here in 6b, we want to find the equation of a line that's perpendicular to this line and contains this point. All right, so let's put this in the form y equal mx plus b, so we can figure out the slope of this line, because ultimately we want to fill in our equation. We want to just fill in m and b, so now we're going to figure out what m is. So let's do that. Let's just put the 3x on the other side as minus 3x. All right, so that would be y is equal to minus 3x plus 8. And now we're going to take the negative reciprocal in order to figure out what m is. So m is equal to 1 over 3. That's the reciprocal, and take the opposite sign. So that would be 1 over 3 for this line. So we have y is equal to 1/3 x plus b. And here we have that it contains 0.07. Now you might notice that this happens to be the y-intercept. So b is 7. If you don't notice that, then just substitute in 0.7 for x and y. So we would substitute in a 0 for x. We would substitute a 0 for x and a 7 for y. And right away we get 7 is equal to 1/3 times 0 is 0, so that we can just cross that off, and we get 7 is equal to b. So we get that right away. So the equation of our line is y is equal to 1/3 x plus 7.